This is a typical Chinese university, the kind that represents the backbone of the country as higher education system. Out of nearly 1,000 public colleges, it sits right in the middle of the pack, ranking around 500th. Here, the pressure to study is visible everywhere: hallways, windowsills. Every corner is claimed by desks and mountains of books. Competition is so intense that some students actually pay just to secure a spot to study.
花钱了吗
？35到45，然后。
But in this same environment, Kitty is an outlier. While others grind, she drifts off in class. Most of her free time is spent gaming in her dorm.
去病，打他。
And when night falls, she swaps the library for the neon lights of a local bar. We filmed this episode without notifying the school or any administrators. What you're about to see is a raw and scripted look at life inside a typical Chinese university. Now, let us follow Kitty and step into a side of student life you won't see in the brochures. Meet Kitty. She is an 18-year-old freshman. For the shoot today, she is actually up 15 minutes earlier than usual. It is a rare sight. Their dorm has a private sink and bathroom. But since it is still a bit dark, we will come back for a full tour once her morning classes are over. Kitty is typically the last person in the dorm to roll out of bed. But with the cameras rolling, she is putting in the extra effort to do her makeup. This is something she rarely bothers with on a normal day. Right now, she looks soft, spoken, and refined, but that is mostly the camera effect. In reality, Kitty is a total free spirit. She is outspoken and candid, and she is someone who always wears her heart on her sleeve. Most of this emotional release is rooted in the 3 years of high school in China. During that time, life was centered on nothing but studying. There was almost no room for anything else. When they finally entered the university gates, the desires, curiosity, and exhaustion that were suppressed for so long are released all at once.
Go！是贴这个吗？
你咋是这边呢？我自己是这边。
你就问问谁的？
This university consists of 2 separate campuses. Walking from the dormitories to the classrooms on the old campus takes at least 20 minutes for a round trip. To save time, electric scooters and bicycles have become the primary way to commute. Every time a class begins, a striking scene unfolds at the school gate. Hundreds of scooters and bikes rush into the campus all at once like a rising tide. This massive wave of students is a unique sight found only in Chinese universities.
几点上课，小妍
8点。
上课。现在7点56了。
There are approximately 500 classrooms spread across these 2 campuses. Even though Kitty has been here for half a semester, she still gets lost and struggles to find the right room. This is an office software course. The teacher sends a standardized assignment to everyone, and the students must complete the task according to the requirements. Since it is the first class of the morning, Kitty is surprisingly alert. While she focuses on her work, let us take a look at what a typical Chinese student carries in their bag. Kitty carries 2 textbooks. It is clear that her next class is English. There is also a stationery bag, a small snack, and a heat patch. Finally, she has 2 boxes of hard candy, each with a different flavor. Take a look at the class schedule for this semester. The dense arrangement of courses is quite intense. There are a total of 26 classes every single week. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, the schedule runs from 8 in the morning until 6:30 in the evening. This means that her entire day is filled with a back-to-back schedule of classes.
最晚就是6点20下课。
有的时候他会调课，调到晚上9点。
咱去哪儿，小妍？
去，上英语课。去早点就没位置了。
我抢位置啊。
就是抢后面的。
为什么要抢后面的位置？
因为坐前面容易被提问，回答问题。
哦，
我想睡觉，不想上那个臭课。
这是你到这个学校买的小电车，花多少钱
900多吧。
At the start of each semester, graduating students often sell their second-hand electric bikes to incoming freshmen.
就学姐甩下来的车。
慈禧当年坐的车。
慈禧当年坐的车。
Even with 8 classes every day, the workload is not even 1/10 of what she faced in high school. Usually, within the first 20 minutes of class, Kitty finishes all of her assignments. For the rest of the period, she watches her favorite historical dramas on her phone. It is not just Kitty, almost every freshman feels the same way. For 3 years in high school, mobile phones were strictly forbidden, and life was filled with extreme pressure. Now that they are at university, those long suppressed desires are finally breaking free. Many students engage in what is called revenge phone use as a way to release their stress. After classes at noon, finding a seat in the cafeteria is almost impossible. Kitty and her roommates rarely eat there. They usually get takeout and bring it back to their dorm.
你这一份多少钱
11。
一个月在吃饭上面花多少钱？
我一天吃1顿，
晚上不吃饭呗？
晚上一般吃中午剩饭。
然后中午就吃一半，吃不了，然后就放那儿，下午再吃一次。
For Kitty, studying and eating are only minor details. The only thing that can truly earn her full attention is her world of games. As soon as she returns to the dorm, she turns on her computer immediately. She enters the game and becomes completely immersed in her own space.
哪儿？中路的是吧？那个是单摸的，应该是
2颗。哎，
牛逼！哎呀，我操，牛逼！给这剪了，给这剪了。
哎呀，我捡不了枪。
They live in a 6-person dormitory. Each person pays approximately $115 per year. On the left, there are 2 sets of bunk beds. On the right, there are lofts with beds over desks. The desk space is split into 3 equal parts. Each person has 3 storage cubes, a tiny workspace, and a small locker. Because the lockers are too small, they hang their clothes around their beds. The entire room is covered in hanging laundry. A lack of storage space is a common problem in all Chinese universities. In a previous video on this channel, we visited a male dormitory at a different university. It showed a very similar scene. Roommates are assigned randomly. They will live here together for all 4 years of university. Whenever they do not have classes or when the weekend arrives, they spend their time playing games together.
上啥课这一节？
外国电影史。
By the afternoon, Kitty is clearly running out of energy. Not long after class begins, she starts to doze off. While she's catching a quick nap, let's take a look around the campus. This school is located in Anyang, a small city in central China. It is named after the city itself, Anyang Normal University, whether in terms of research strength, campus size, or student enrollment. This institution sits right in the middle tier of Chinese higher education. Depending on the major, the annual tuition fees range from $500 to $1,000. With its exceptional value and accessible admission requirements, this university has become a primary choice for students from average families across China. In this mid-tier Chinese university, where everything seems ordinary, the learning environment is split into 2 extremes. On one side, there is Kitty napping in the classroom and other students who are lost in their mobile phones. On the other side, there are students in the self-study rooms and even in the corridors who are studying with incredible intensity. It is no exaggeration to say that, in every corridor and passage of this school, wherever there is light, there are small desks and chairs. Every suitable corner in the entire university is completely occupied. The Occupy stickers and seat transfer notes on the walls are the best evidence of this fierce competition.
就是出的话，就是一块3张凳子一块出了嘛，35到45，然后左手边卷子之类的，买了位置之后就给你送了。
The most sought after spots are those by the windows. These locations offer a wide view and a windowsill for books, making them the most prized areas for students.
你已经用完了这个？
没用完，刚到手，刚到手，
你刚接手啊？
对，刚接手。对。
Almost all of the students who are studying in the self-study rooms or by the windows are in their final year of university. They have only two very clear objectives for staying here. One is to pass the civil service examination, and the other is to be accepted into a graduate program.
你在这考公还是考研？你是在准备考研还是考公？
考研。
你在考公还是考研？
肯定考研啊，考公不背这本书。
你觉得考研的这个难度大还是考公难度大？
我感觉都大，没有做，现在做什么都比较难。
This phenomenon is a result of the school's position in the rankings top. Tier universities offer better resources and career prospects. At the same time, students in lower ranked schools often choose to relax or give up completely.
你一天要在这里学习几个小时？
我差不多八个多小时吧。
同时是早9晚6，晚上的话就是复习，比较轻松。
Only those caught in the middle, like the students here, feel this intense pressure. They are not satisfied with an ordinary degree, yet they refuse to give up. For them, these exams are the only way to change their destiny.
平常这个点儿下课之后都有啥安排？
没打瓦。
就打瓦。打瓦最多能打多久？
最长的一次打了8个小时吧，8个小时还是10小时？中午11点打到凌晨的3、4点。
Usually, it is only on Friday nights that Katie leaves the campus to go out and have fun. To fully capture her nightlife, we have offered to cover the costs of her evening. We do this because we want to show you the complete picture of her life as a student.
Hello。我是他的专职摄影师。走。
不是做那个自媒体吗？
啊，做自媒体。这朋友有车你才跟着他玩是吧？
啥叫有车？他没车的时候我才跟着他玩。
In China, almost every student who attends a mid-tier or top-tier university has lived through a very painful high school experience. That kind of pain is buried deep inside, and many choose not to mention it. Kitty is no exception. Therefore, we hope to find a quiet moment tonight to see if she will open up. We want to understand what those years were really like for her.
往事不愿再提，人生几多风雨。怎么说？我们那个学校之前有过事儿，
有人跳了。
对，窗户是只能开这么多的，然后天台是有那个网的，网那个每个铁栅栏中间就这么宽。然后我当时就坐在那个天台门口，然后我抓那个栏杆，我就说，感觉像自己坐牢了，你知道吗？可招笑。
那你查成绩那天是多少分？
他非要问吗？我总分是480多，488，综合分。我开成绩当天晚上我想跳了，因为我的成绩就是完全就是靠美术去往上提，我文化课比他们低将近100分嘛。我当时看我的文化课比平时高了40多分吧，我平时也就300左右。我说哎呀。可以，蒙对了，说是，也就高兴了10分钟吧。然后我妈就开始跟我说：“妮儿，你要不复读吧？”你说这谁能有招？我说我肯定不会复读了，就算我再逃课，那也很痛苦啊。那段时间，我就很坚定，我说我不复读，我不想复读，我受不了，因为我是独生子女嘛。然后他们从小在我身上。就是期望都很大，就光在学习上面给我花了好多钱，学前班都开始学英语了，就是接触外教什么的。
那你为啥选择了这个摄影这个？
分够啊，分够上摄影。
没为了爱好？
爱好跟上大学比算个屁啊！
其实你爸妈给你投资这么大，然后你会有很大压力啊。
我之前就是生病。 我都没法请假，我都不知道该咋说。你说他们在我身上花那么多钱，我要请假去看病，那不耽误学习吗？我基本上都没跟我爸妈打过电话，
都不敢跟他们说。上了大学就好多了吧？来到这儿
好多了。之前抽烟还得背着点老师，背着点父母。来个，
又来一根。
来不来？
我不来。姑娘她不愿意让人知道她在外边抽烟，你都不避讳这。
我要碰到孕妇或者小孩儿，我会稍微避一避。
一周能抽几包
2周一包吧，差不多。
？2周一包。结婚生孩子有没有规划？
没有生孩子准备啊！我跟我爸妈跟他们说了好几遍了，我说我绝对不会生孩子。
结婚还可以是吧？
结婚我一开始不想结婚，因为我觉得结婚是一个很限制我自由的一个。
你理解的自由是什么东西？
自由就是我想干嘛就可以干嘛。比如说我完成我今天的工作了，我想去包宿，那我就去了，我不用在乎别人说，你是女孩，然后晚上不能夜不归宿，只要能保证我安全的情况下，我想干嘛就干嘛。
Although she has endured the immense pressure of countless exams and rankings, today, Kitty still appears lively and cheerful. The entertainment and freedom that were suppressed during her high school years have slowly been released since the moment she entered university. For Kitty, the most obvious change in university is that she no longer has to keep herself as tense as she did in high school. She can feel sleepy in class, daydream in her dormitory, or play video games with her roommates. She will even stand up for her roommates when they are treated unfairly in the virtual world.
咋回事啊？你现在就讲咋回事？还没打开麦，谁给压力呢？啊？没完没了了，说是。
This is Kitty. This is her university life at this very moment.